What's up, guys? Spencer going to show you how to do an S&G A-Series armored lock installation on our Bitcoin ATM, BTM machines, Bitcoin ATM. You're going to get this kit, and it's going to come with a bunch of different stuff. I'm going to open it up, show you what you need, show you what you need to discard. So you'll take it out of the wrapping. You'll need the lock mechanism itself. You got two 9-volt batteries here that you'll need. You got the lock interface, okay? And then you've got a couple bags of some things. These are, this is the biggest difference with an armored lock, is it has this one-time key fob so that it's not a standard set and someone can come back to the location and open it up, take all your money. It's a nice little one-time fob. And then you've got the case. You'll take all these out. Now, the wires. Last thing is you've got some wires in here. You've got some screws. What I like to do is just take out what's needed out of the screws. You'll have these little copper ones. There's a couple skinny copper ones that you'll use. These thicker screws you don't need, so I just throw them back in the bag. You'll need 2 zip ties that you want to set aside. And last but not least, this black and red and blue cord. Everything else can go back into the bag to be thrown away or kept. There you go. There you go. I've put everything to discard back in here. We're just going to throw it away. So now that you've got everything needed with the lock, the tools that you'll need to be able to complete this installation successfully is a 7mm bit. It's like a driver tightener, a standard Phillips head screwdriver, and a pair of scissors or wire cutters at the very end. And you're good. Just these 3 things, the lock kit. Let's do it. So you open up the machine here, and you're going to be left with this blank door, okay, and it's got a T-handle on it. First things first, the kit comes with these serial number stickers. You want to put the serial number sticker that's the biggest one, it's the most obvious to see, right across the bottom of the plate here for quick reference for identification. Okay, these other 3 serial numbers are all needed for different places. It doesn't matter which one you put on first. All of these serial numbers are the same. It's just for 3 different places to identify. The first serial number sticker will go on the actual lock mechanism itself. You want to put it on the blank side. Anywhere across there is great. Second sticker is going to go on the armored plate fob that you'll want to put on this little plastic lip here. Great. Third serial number sticker is going to go on the inside of the safe door on this little box. And that leads me to my first step. Your first step is to grab your 7mm socket driver, and you've got 4 nuts here, 3, 4, on the inside of the safe door. You want to move the T-handle so you can get to the screws. That's step number 1. Great. Once they're off, you'll remove that. Next step is to take your lock mechanism and your cords. There's 2 places it will plug in, one on the bottom and one on the side. This one that's white will go on the side. You want to get it to click. There you go. Other cord, the white end as well, plugs into the bottom. And you want to hear it click. Once these wires are in, you can take your box that you just took off, and you want to route the wires through this little window on the side. It'll smush the bottom just a little bit, but it's okay. Great. Now you've got your lock in its box with the cords hanging out the side. This is going to go straight back on just how we took it off. You can let the cords hang off to the side while you do this part. Now make sure that we tighten up all four really tight. We're going to tighten in opposite diagonals. All right, that's tight. It's on there. Now you can see the T-handle doesn't move. So with these cords, these are going to come out the front. So you want to stick it through this hole right here. You'll stick both through. And just let these cords run on through. Great. About halfway done. Next step. The next step is to plug this white cord into the back of this plate. You see there's a little cord connector there. And you don't want to stick it through because this is going to be pressed up, plugged in there, and pressed right up against the back of this. Let me do that for you now. You want to make sure you hear this click as well. Once it clicks in place there, you'll want this other cord to come through the front. And basically it's going to lay the plate up like that. You can then take this middle piece. You want the concave side to be facing you, and it's also going to come through the front here. So now you can see you've got the one plugged to the back and the other one that's gone through the middle of both. Perfect. Now, once this comes through, there's a little peg on the inside, just here. That peg is going to need to be at the very bottom. So you want to rotate down so that you've got the blue fob on the top and the little peg down below at the bottom. Next step is you'll take your copper screws, and you can see a bunch of little holes here in the front. These are also the same holes that you can see on the back right there. You're basically just going to match those up, and then you're going to screw it on the front like this. So find the holes. One's going to go there, one's going to go there. There's only 2 instead of 4, but they'll be very tight. And when you do it, what I like to do is I like to just get one started just a little bit. Find the thread, right? And then tighten them both. Okay, so I got the first one started. I'm now tightening the second one. These two need to be tightened to the absolute max. When you tighten the top and the bottom, it's going to make or break this plate being loose or not. So you'll need to tighten it, and even though it's tight-ish, you really want to make sure that you're tightening to the point of almost stripping it, where you want to push into this bolt, and I do both hands. So okay, perfect. This plate is on there. Just make sure that it's nice and straight, right? All right, we're almost done. Last few steps. You'll take your 9-volt batteries. The 9-volt batteries, once you take them out, they're going to go here and here. And then I'll show you the next step. You'll notice a smaller and a larger. This is basic, right? So, there you go. Now, last step, you're wondering what to do with this cord. There's a small connector right there in the top, and that's where it's going to plug into. Plug that in now. It's very small, so you'll need to make sure you feel it or hear it click. Three, two, one. Let's see. Wait. There you go. Great. Clicked in there. Perfect. Now, before you mount it on, just do a quick test. Make sure you're getting sounds and beeps and all sorts of stuff. The default code on this is usually all 10s, but there's 5 pairs, so 10 digits total. So if you'll notice here, pound, and you'll notice this will lock back in place. Boom. So there you go. Then you'll just clip this on here. You'll want to make sure that that peg, like we talked about, is at the bottom so that the lock interface isn't upside down or sideways. It's the right face up. You'll click it into place. There you go. S&G lock is on. Last step is we'll just take our little zip ties and we'll just tie these cords all together. And it'll basically look like this. There you go. And your lock is good. Make sure you close it up. Make sure you take a picture. And the serial numbers are on.